Hey, my friends, this is The Art of Prepping. Today I'm doing my everyday carry update for early December of 2018. It's a very minimalist loadout this time around. A lot of things have changed in my system philosophies, and it's not to say that in the last few days I haven't carried other things. There was a time that I was carrying a firearm earlier this week and even a large blade, a folding blade. But the last few days I've been carrying this, so I'm just going to show you what I've actually been carrying most recently. And some of these things are new to the channel, or they have been talked about in a brief manner recently, but you haven't ever seen these in an everyday carry update. And like, for example, I have quite a few of these CRKT Minimalist, but this is a brand new one that I just got in the mail. And so it's just kind of like things like that. So I've kind of rediscovered a few things. Black Friday had some opportunities to get some things at a really low price. And so I jumped on a few things. And some of those things I've already owned, but I wanted to get duplicates. And by doing that, I rediscovered them. I was like, this is actually a really cool item. I'm not sure why I'm not carrying this. I should, though. And that's why I've been putting it back into my rotation. Now, the CRKT Minimalist, this is the Bowie style. I'm carrying this around my neck, obviously. And I think it's by far, for me, really my favorite way to carry it. I carry this over my sweater, and in between my sweater and my t-shirt, I carry the RovyVon Aurora A3 mini light around my neck. So I actually have two things around my neck. This one sits up high, and then this one sits down a little bit lower. So they're not really stacked on top of each other, but they're, also not on the same level. So this one's in between, like the sweatshirt, for example, and t-shirt, and this is over top of the sweatshirt. And so they kind of have their own place, and it works out really well. Very easy to access. So this Aurora A3 is made of aluminum with a maximum output of 550 lumens. It has the micro USB rechargeable option there, and just a really, really nice light. It's so small and lightweight, it's ridiculous. I mean, just compare it to my thumb. It's smaller than my thumb, and it just feels like it almost weighs nothing. It's amazing how bright it is, though. Like, when you see this in person, you're just like, how is that possible? So let me try to get a better shot here for you. Okay, and the next thing is one of my recent purchases also, and that's the Gerber dime. The jury is still out if that's going to be something I want to keep in the rotation. There's a lot of negative, comments about this, that it falls apart and it's not well made. But I found more comments that were positive. People that have owned it for a year or two and have had no problems. So I think, you just kind of have to give it a shot and see for your use, is it going to work? And I got this one recently on a Black Friday sale for $10. You can't beat it. It was like $15 off. And for that price, I got several and just going to test the waters out. A friend of mine gave me this small Night Eyes S-Beaner, and I really like it. And so what I do is I use this to clip these two things, this light as well. This light is just a generic light. And I click these two things on my key ring, to my car keys when I go out. But in the meantime, I just keep these together and keep this in my front left pocket. And it just seems like it works just fine for now, the setup. So I have a backup light. This is my primary light. I have a little multi-tool. And it's a lot more practical to carry this size of a multi-tool. It's about 2.2 ounces, real easy to carry, than something a lot larger that I'm going to be like, oh, do I have to put that on my belt? Or do I have to drag that around, in my pocket? And so with this, you kind of just forget about it. Now, wallets. I've just kind of gotten away from wallets, and I've gone to these pouches, and I like this pouch the best. And this is from Countycom's website. This is the Maritac zippered pouch. And I think they call it the zippered key pouch revised edition number 2, or revision 2. And it's like about $6. And it's made of really super heavy duty material here. And I do have like a kind of like a review on this, or at least some kind of a overview on it on the channel. But yeah, I mean, you can attach, for example, on the S-Beaner, you can attach this loop to there. It also, in the inside, it has a loop as well that you can put keys in there. That was the original intent. But I've just made it into a micro wallet. And besides my credit cards and cash and some IDs, I also have some Band-Aids and a signal mirror. You can kind of see, if you see that square right here, there's a little square. That's the signal mirror in plastic. And then I also have like a credit card size lockpick set in there. And because I'm into ham radio, I have a few reference cards that I've typed up with various frequencies that I can access with my radios during an emergency to have some emergency communication. So it's a lot of stuff in here. I used to have some other things in here, but it got so bulky, because believe it or not, this thing can really swell up if you really overstuff it. But I didn't like it being overstuffed. It was harder to kind of zip this and get in there and pull things out. So I took about a third out, and this is kind of what I've come up with. And it is really lightweight and super slim, and I can easily just about forget about it in my pocket. You just can't hardly feel it. So I just really like this. And it has YKK zippers, and everything is just first class on this pouch. So yeah, for a minimalist wallet, this is probably like my recommended type of approach for sure. So yeah, this is just kind of a snapshot in time, but I just wanted to show you this is kind of where I'm at. And, if I go out, especially too far from the house, I certainly will carry a firearm. And, if I'm working on a project in the woods, I'll definitely carry a larger, heavier duty folding blade. But just for around the house right now, this is what I'm carrying. And this is what I carried when I just went up to get some groceries. So, it's just something that really is working for me, that really is so easy to manage and to carry, that you kind of just don't want to mess with it. You know how you figure something out and you have a system that works? Now, this kind of works for me, for sure. Now, I'm going to put up a page here at the very end of this video that kind of recaps what these things are, and also some recommendations to think about for your own system, things that you may want to include. Because you may be saying, well, where's your bandana, or where's your lighter so you can make fire, or at least another type of fire starter? What about this and that? And I totally get you. For a long time, I carried this very bulky keychain with all these different tools on there. And it's not to say that I still don't have the big bulky keychain. It's just that I have that gear stashed in my car, in my backpack, and things like that. So I've taken some of those items and put them other places. I still have access to them throughout the day, but I just don't have them constantly on my person. So it doesn't, make it kind of cumbersome to carry. And, it's just a lot more comfortable to be, carrying this than all that other stuff. And it's not that it's wrong to carry all the other stuff. And yeah, you're definitely, prepared. But when you have this stuff like right next to you in a bag, it's kind of like not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? So you kind of have to just figure out what works for you. But anyways, hey, thanks for checking this video out. I'll catch you later.